tried to do live on my computer, but it didn't work. So I had to change to my phone. I'll be with you guys in 1 second. I'm going to go over to the other chat room and tell everybody where I am here. I think. You never know with technology and YouTube and Bix. Hang on 1 second. You guys hear me all right? Perosi's in the house. Hey, Perosi, can you tell everybody in the other chat room that I'm over here now? Or in the other live stream chat room. Yeah, I don't know what happened. And I don't know how to delete the old one. So, let's see here. Yeah, if you guys could put the link. Go to Rotorua. Link. All right. Okay. I think we're good here. Hopefully everybody gets the message. And we are... Oh, good. We got 138 in. Nice. Let me fix this. Oops. Wrong way. There we go. What's up, people? Wanted to get on to talk about the current stimulus and anything else you guys want to talk about. They're having problems again. They've run out of money on the small business bailout. Now, remember what this money's for. Ultimately, it's for the banks. It's so the banks get paid their monthly rent, their credit card payments, their loan investment payments, their equipment finance payments. All this money ends up at the banks, and then the banks take it and leverage it up. That's what I just put out earlier. A word of warning to all the Snippy fans who want to troll my channel. I've told all my moderators, hey, if you got Snippy fans who are in there just to troll, take them out. No skin off my back. So we got serious things to discuss here. No, I don't plan on debating Snippy. You know, I basically did that video so he would stop trolling my channel for 3 weeks. He was trolling me and Cliff, and I said I'd had enough. So that was it. No reason to debate. It is a bioweapon. If he doesn't want to believe it's a bioweapon, then that's fine with him. So moving on. Yeah, Pelosi's not going to bring the House back to make a vote. This is turning into a pretty political thing because the Democrats know that Trump needs to keep the economy going. And that was his biggest feather in his hat. And now that has ended. Whether they were involved with the bioweapon, creating it and releasing it, I don't know. I would assume they were with the bad guys and all that. You know, there's definitely a battle going on behind the scenes. So they could have been very easily involved with putting that thing together. So I don't see the Democrats and the Republicans doing much more of a bailout, especially for the banks. And they need it. They absolutely need it. So we'll see. Let's see who we got in the chat room. Boy, a whole bunch of people. Hey, give me a thumbs up to get this word out there. I had 2 links. First one didn't quite work, and the second one's working just fine. So if anybody can go into the old link and give them the link for this, I'd appreciate it. Yes, the good news about this virus thing is a lot of people are waking up to the Bill Gates eugenics program and all that evil stuff, and he was involved in at least financing some of the manufacturing of this bioweapon. And he should be taken out, absolutely, along with all the other criminals. There's a lot of great things happening now that everybody's on lockdown. Everybody's looking on the internet saying, hey, I got some time now. What can I do with my time? And they're checking out these videos about Pizzagate and the media, the criminality, the pedophiles, the banking manipulation, all that stuff, which is really good, really good. All right, got a super chat. Thank you, Stephen McCoy. Will Bitcoin tank if stable coins are outlawed? I doubt it. If stable coins are outlawed, well, Bitcoin doesn't rely on laws. Now the tanking of it, yeah, they could tank Bitcoin price if that's what you're talking about. The Bitcoin price, with the click of a mouse, they could put it to zero and shut down all exchanges. Bitcoins are not traded on these exchanges. It's derivatives of Bitcoins are traded on the exchanges. So yes, they can click a mouse for any reason, but the reason won't be that they've outlawed stablecoins, so Bitcoin crashes. It would more be that's what the media would say, but in reality, Steve Mnuchin can click a mouse and sell unlimited amount of coins on any crypto market they want because the crypto exchanges are completely fraud. They're criminal enterprises trading stuff that they don't have. So it would be a great thing if the exchanges crash, whatever happened to Bitcoin, and then we start fresh with decentralized exchanges or something like Veritasium put into the mix where it's peer-to-peer transactions. But yeah, I mean, they could put the price of Bitcoin to zero with a click of a mouse, and gold and silver and whatever. So yeah, that's my take on whether the government matters when it comes to Bitcoin. Ultimately, no, they can't kill Bitcoin by outlawing it. They wouldn't outlaw it in every country, and even in America. I mean, what are we really? If we are outlawing any sensible and sane alternatives to a system that's collapsing, what does that make us? That's not the kind of government that our founding fathers set up, and I don't think people would stand for it, truthfully. We will see. Yeah, the checks, everybody got their checks. The bank has the ability and the right. If you owe the bank money, they have the ability to take their money out first, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah. Oh, Snippy's live at the same time. Cool. A good poster said, hey, why is everybody so up in arms about this stuff? Let Bix be Bix, let Cliff be Cliff, and let Snippy be Snippy. And you guys just click around and see which one you want to follow. That's my take. So yeah, I think who knows? Who knows where we're going from here with cryptos? If you have your cryptos in your own possession, that's the key. That's the thing that you want to be talking about. Yeah, George, I know he's continuing his little game of trolling. Whatever. I'm gonna let it lie, and if he has a problem with it, I don't know. I already blocked him off the chat room here. I don't know what else I can do. Let him do what he wants to do, right? So be it. All right, let's get off that. It's a stupid subject that I don't even care. Hey, Biggs, did you watch Dick's video about the exchange union? I started it. I haven't finished it. Yeah, Dick's got a lot of the inside scoop on what's going on with the bad guys, what the bad guys' plans are. And he thinks that there's no way the good guys will take over. He says there's no way it'll happen. We're stuck with that way of life forever. I disagree. So that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for the good guys taking out the bad guys. And if I'm wrong, that really sucks for humanity. And yeah, Dick'll do well sitting on his private jet with all the bad guys. I don't know how well he'll do after he passes on and looks back at his life and says, hey, did I lead the kind of life I needed to lead to progress my soul? I don't know. I have no idea. So, time frame for $600 silver. I talked to Cliff, and it's soon. But again, Cliff said, hey, but you're not going to want to live in that world of $600 silver. So I get how we wouldn't want to live in that kind of world of $600 silver, especially if we can't go outside, can't do anything with it. Or the system breaks down and yeah, we have $600 silver, but you can't sell it anywhere. And there's no commerce going on, things like that. That's kind of scary. We are headed towards a huge collapse of the banking system. Nobody really, some people probably knew that it would be caused by a virus, but I didn't know that would be the catalyst for destroying the old system and implementing a new system. Yeah. Comics delivery next Monday. I don't think the deliveries are usually till the end of the month. So I don't think it's next Monday unless, no, probably isn't. I don't know though. They might have changed it. But anybody know when the COMEX delivers silver contract? It's silver contracts I think you're talking about. It should be a big month. Bix, it's time to apologize to Jason. I don't want to talk about Jason Four. Why should I apologize? He's been trolling me for 3 months or 3 weeks, and I'd had enough. And if you, hey, you moderators, if you get the snippy trolls out of here quickly, it'd be nice. All right, what else we got? What's your recommendation for those on a budget, like less than $100 to spend weekly? I'd say half silver and half cryptos, half Litecoin, half silver and half Litecoin. And Bix, do you think they are targeting food now because the virus is not working the way they want? No, I think food is going to be an issue going forward because of the changing in the weather, changing in the huge weather systems, and I do think we're inching into a mini ice age. So we will see. Yeah, silver, buy for whatever you can get it. As long as you can get it in your hand. If they say it's going to take 3 weeks to deliver, then you're relying on two people. You're relying on the person you're dealing with and the person who they're getting their silver from that they need to wait to ship it. So it's very important to make sure either you trust the person you're getting them from, and I've been talking to Andy about, hey, what about the delays? He's like, well, his delays are directly from the mint. So if you trust that the U.S. Mint is going to continue to operate, yeah, but there is risk. Absolutely. Bruno777, you still believe Alan Greenspan is Satoshi? I bet he is and will jump on BTC after the bank collapse. I sure hope they don't kick the can down the road with the stablecoin. I think Greenspan is part of the group of 3 or 4 people that invented Bitcoin and the unbacked fiat money system, electronic system. Greenspan was part of the group that created electronic money back in the 60s. And that's a big reason why I think it is pretty important to understand what was going on behind the scenes back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s with Bitcoin. It was always a plan to have some kind of a decentralized electronic money system. It's just how was the rollout going to happen? And now we see how it happened with the introduction of the Bitcoin white paper right after the crash of 2008. Really interesting timing and all that. So that's why I think that Greenspan was involved. It was exactly 2 years after he left office. And Satoshi actually said he'd been working on Bitcoin for 2 years. Just another little reason to think that Greenspan was involved with that. Bix, what's your thoughts about Theta? I love Theta. Short term, who knows? These are all rigged prices that we're seeing. Just look at the volumes. The volumes speak volumes, shall we say. Look at the volumes on CoinMarketCap, on the amount of coins traded versus the amount of coins ever mined. Litecoin, every 24 hours, more than 100% of the coins traded hands. And that's where price is set on the exchanges trading back and forth with not Litecoin, but with derivatives of Litecoin. So, yeah. Bix, did you hear Trump named Jamie Dimon yesterday? I did not hear Trump naming Jamie Dimon. Hey, let me get to this guy, Eric Treese, who did the artwork for Road to Ruta. I've responded to you 4 times already in the chat. Here's the deal, buddy. You said, hey, you can use the artwork, and I have that email. If you want me to pay for it, I will. But don't just keep trolling the channel. Send me an email, bix@road2ruta. And right now I'm thinking I'll just get rid of the artwork. If you don't want me to use, he did the cartoon, the black Road to Ruta cartoon, and he said I could use it. I'm like, great, that's awesome, thank you. And then he all of a sudden today he's all trolling me on the chat. So Eric, send me an email and we can talk about this. I'd love to pay you for it, but hey, I don't want payment. I want to see it used. I want to communicate. Okay, send me an email. Let's communicate about it. No problem. But chat rooms are not the place to do it. Send it bix@roadtoruta.com, and when I'm done with this, I'll get back to you. All right, moving on. Yeah, there's a lot of strange energies from space these days, and who knows where this is all going to take us, People going batshit crazy everywhere, so including myself. So I guess we just got to hang on tight, right? All right, let's see what we got in the chat room. Robert Neal, you don't answer your emails. I get thousands of emails. The guy, Eric, if he sends me an email, I'll be looking for that one, obviously. But I get thousands of emails. I can't answer every email. It's impossible. Sorry. I would love to. I did in the beginning when I first started Road to Ruta 10 years ago, started the website. We had a chat room. I had time to sit there and, answer everybody's email. And it was great because I loved discussing this stuff. And sometimes I'll go in the chat rooms now and try to talk to people about things. But I mean, there's so many bots and so many trolls that just want to waste your time. It's difficult. So, all right. Thoughts on XLM? Haven't heard anyone talk about it lately. I don't know. It's always to me been a banker coin, and if the banks stay in business, that it'll do well. If they don't, it won't. So that would be my thought. That's always been my thought on that one. Bix, have you ever bought Digibyte? Yes, I do own Digibyte. I like Digibyte. I don't like it as much as Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash, but I like it. I do. Hey, Cliff. Hey, Bix. Cliff was supposed to expose Q. Whatever happened to that? I think you got your information on. I don't think he ever said he was going to expose Q. I think he said Alex Jones was going to expose Q or something to that effect. I don't think Cliff knows who Q is or cares. Truthfully, he's not really a Q guy. Let's see, what else we got? Bix, if you feel that crypto prices are controlled by is that Minution, then why recommend anyone to contact perpetual assets to move their 401ks into cryptos? It's very simple that I don't think that the controllers, once the exchanges go down, they'll have no way to control cryptos. So yes, I'm a hodler of cryptos because I believe after the banks crash, after we go through this transition, the cryptos will be used as a means of exchange as many parts of our economic system. That's when the true value will come out, and people will demand real price discovery instead of what we have now. So that's why I say absolutely call perpetual assets, get your cryptos. If you don't know how, they'll do it for you. Or you can do it yourself on Coinbase, and there's a ton of others. Super chat. Hey, Bix, you said no one wants to live in a $600 silver world, so what's the purpose of having silver in Canada? It's actually Cliff that said you don't want to live in a $600 world, silver world. He's more talking about the lifestyle. When silver hits $600, that means all the banks have collapsed. There's mass chaos. Because they are perpetually short silver. Every dollar silver goes up, these 8 banks lose $1 billion. So obviously $600 silver would destroy these banks, means destroy all monetary systems, and what kind of world would that be? Crypto Angels, a friend in the chat room. What up, buddy? Yeah, he's a good guy. He's our bouncer at the Road to Ruta events. And we were talking last night about doing more events, not necessarily linked to the Silver Summit. Once all this chaos is gone, we do plan on traveling around, singing about cryptos, talking to people about cryptos. So we'll see. Bix, will the Fed survive? Yeah, it'll be absorbed by the Treasury at some point. A lot of people saying it already has been. But if the banks go and the Feds go, the bigger question is, will the U.S. dollar survive? Tom Lee, thank you so much. 1776. Good, good number. Keep up the good work. Pay it forward. Thank you very much. It's not easy sometimes, but I try to be as honest as I can with my customers and my followers, and that's where the Road to Ruta is, and hasn't changed a bit. All right. The Timber song, the JFK. There's another JFK. That's JFK under the wing of the plane and all this stuff. I have no idea. I mean, I would love it if JFK Jr. was still alive. But I don't think anybody has any decent evidence to that fact. A lot of the people saying Q was shutting down the system to make all these arrests by Easter, that's kind of come and gone. There are people back there, the good guys as I call them, and Q's part of that. Q kind of changed, I think, after John Kelly left Trump's office as the chief of staff, but I don't think the good guys have gone away. I think they're fighting a good fight, except they could have made it a lot easier on themselves had they sped this thing up, and we wouldn't have to deal with this virus thing that they knew was in the making. I mean, we've known it for a hell of a long time that the bad guys have all kinds of plans up their sleeves. So I had wished and prayed that Trump and the good guys had done their work a lot earlier, and we wouldn't have to deal with this bullshit. So that's my take. Inclusive model designs. Bix, by taking free money from the government, is it like saying you consent to what they are doing? I don't know. Truthfully, if it helps you and your family survive for another month by taking free money from the government, do it. I mean, you got to do it to stay alive these days. And it's, I don't, for a lot of people, this money comes down to survival for the next 2 weeks. And then they're going to say, well, where's the next one? And it's really bullshit. Yeah, the banks are stealing this money. Remember, everything funnels through the banks. The banks use the money and leverage it 10-1. So for every dollar bailout the people get, the bank gets $10. So anyway, Trump hodl crypto. Yes, Trump is good. I'm on his side. I don't agree with the market rigging. I don't agree with bragging about how the economy is so great when it really isn't. It's just a fictional rigged economy. So yeah, do with it what you will. So anyway, what else we got? Unusually cold here in Texas. I know. I do think we are having a shift in the weather patterns. Some places will become very cold. Some places will become very hot, and who knows? If you owe the IRS, what's your thought? We all know that the IRS has already pushed forward the filing date. That assumes that everything's going to get better by the next time we file. I don't think it will. So they're going to either have to push it forward, or they're going to have to tell the American people, yeah, you owe your taxes even though you haven't been able to work for 3 months. So this could be the time when the IRS goes away. A lot of people have been asking for it. They don't like their tax money going to the Queen of England and all that shit. So yeah, I'm not betting the farm that that the IRS will be gone by July, but I can't see the IRS saying, "Hey, everybody pay up," even though nobody is back at work and the economy is fully functioning. All right, what else we got in there? How's the chat room as far as trolls? I hear Snippy's doing something right now. I don't know why the guy's so angry. I post one thing about him and say, dude, you're full of shit. You should have never told, you never trolled my chat room and saying to everybody that Cliff should be banned from YouTube. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the guy, but if he wants to be friends again, yeah, that's great. Let's be friends. Sounds good. I don't really care. I just got pissed off, and I posted a video, and I think he was pretty much right. So, okay, all good. Clint, what's up, buddy? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, Litecoin Lisa has a fundraiser tonight on her channel. I'll be on there. Amy will be on there. I think a whole bunch of crypto people will be on there. So go to Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel, and it's a fundraiser for Mia, her daughter who passed away. Lisa's an amazing human being. She has helped so many kids. She's just got a heart of gold, and when you meet her, you're going to understand why. And Clint's going to be there too. You can't miss Clint. So go check that out. It starts at, I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific. So definitely go there with your Litecoin. Somebody just asked if I like Bitcoin Cash. Absolutely. I do like Bitcoin Cash. I think it'll be hugely used throughout Asia as a means of exchange faster than, I think Asia will adopt cryptocurrencies faster than the US. So yes. And I do like Roger. Roger was right. Bitcoin never should have locked up the wealth of Bitcoin. But it has its place now too. It's the most secure crypto. That's what Bitcoin is. It's the most secure crypto. So there you have it. All right. Let's see what else we got. The Five Amigos includes Roger Ver. I'd let Roger. He's a smart dude. You out of it, everybody who's given Roger shit, which is usually the Bitcoin maximalists, nobody ever argues that Roger isn't a extremely bright guy, and he does have his heart in the right place, absolutely, and he works harder than a lot of people in cryptocurrencies, always has. So yeah, he's a huge libertarian, and yeah, he's awesome. Bix, are you solar backup today? Are you solar backup? So, oh yeah. I have actually 2 solar generators from a company called Goal Zero, GOALZERO, that you can charge them in your regular outlet, and then in a pinch, if the power goes down, you can charge them with solar panels. I love those things, and I've used them already in power outages and stuff like that. So yeah, I absolutely 100% am. I have backups in solar power, and it just makes you feel better. It does, truthfully. All right, let's see. I got a super chat that is $5 Canadian. Thank you. Hey Bix, this is from Corrado Spatario. I am horrible at pronouncing names, so Corrado Spatario. Taro. Hey Bix, according to your experience, what is the real story? Is the government eventually going to take our precious metals, French from France and French Canadian? Here's my take on. Well, if the government ever said, "Give me all your precious metals," I would be the first to non-comply to something like that. But what would it get them? Truthfully, one, it would just say, "Oh, our fiat money is dead," and number two, hardly anybody in the United States holds physical metal, like hardly anybody. So it wouldn't do any good to say, I'm going to confiscate the individual's physical metal. Now, metal held in a vault for like IRAs and ETFs and things like that, I think absolutely. And mining companies, absolutely, that's going to happen. But as far as individuals, it wouldn't really get them much in the U.S. I don't know about Canada. I don't know how much the Canadians can break away from the freedom, lean on the freedom side when the collapse happens. I know the U.S. there's a lot of people working on the freedom side. At least half our country is on the Trump side, and the libertarians are learning or the liberals and the Democrats are learning very fast that the liberal leftist cabal of pedophiles is horrible. I'm not saying they're all pedophiles, but there is a chunk of their leadership that is, and hopefully they can learn from that. Not sure though. So hope that helps. Okay. Got another super chat. Okay, where is it? There we go. BCH just powered Liberland Aid Foundation's Brazilian humanitarian assistance when PayPal and Swift payments were blocked. Awesome. Yeah, BCH is awesome. I like Roger and all the. He's got a lot of people working really hard, and they do. I think they've got like 100,000 places you can use it now. I mean, that's just a hell of a lot of work, especially at a time when you don't really need a cryptocurrency yet. We won't really need cryptocurrencies until after Powell and Mnuchin destroy the U.S. dollar, if you ask me. But then you're really going to know the value of a cryptocurrency. And yeah, I think it's awesome. Let's see here. A lot of people getting deleted. Must be trolls. I don't know what's going on. Say Bix and super chat if wanting to be heard. Say hey Bix and super chat if wanting to be heard. I'm trying to get everybody. These things are flying by me on my phone. So definitely super chats I'll get to, but I don't know how many others. How much money should we keep in the bank? As little as possible. I go to the bank almost every day. Put in money. I got a light bill coming up. I go put money in there. I do think you should have some physical cash at home along with your silver and cryptos. Gold, I think swap your gold for silver if you still can. It's really hard. Let's see. IV4 change. Should I move my silver out of a self-directed IRA? Not if it's self-directed in your own possession. If you hold it in your own possession, then you're fine. If somebody else holds it, that's where the problems start. And that's only in worst case scenario. So, BitSource, hey Bix, in Super Chat, thought on Tezos, Cliff's mystery coin. I think Cliff ended up saying, yeah, it was the mystery coin, but it didn't quite play out like he said it was going to, because he said the mystery coin was going to go to pennies and everybody would forget about it and you'd be able to like scoop it up. I don't think that ever happened with Tezos, but he did say that it fulfilled a lot of the requirements of what that mystery coin was going to be. Not sure on that one. You might want to ask him or even Snippy. Snippy knows more about that area than I do. Bix, do you refuse to mention the cure for the coronavirus? Hydrochloroquine and zinc. I don't refuse to do anything. I mean, I'm not an expert in what a cure for it is. I do recommend to my people that, hey, no matter what this thing is, there is clearly something out there, and you should fortify your body with, strengthen it up with the anti-immunity or immunity type to build your immunity. This stuff right here, liposomal vitamin C, 100%, and chaga I've been taking every day. One prayed, thank you for the $1, awesome, and absolutely take it seriously, because if you don't, the worst thing that happen is you're more healthy. The worst thing that can happen if it is something worse than even what we think, me and Cliff, then we're all screwed. So why not? Why not build up your defenses against this thing, right? Okay. Vintage Sky 65. When will all bank debt be forgiven? It won't be forgiven, I don't think. I don't think it's anybody's place to forgive debt. I think it will go away with the crashing of the banking system, because they can't say, oh, all the debt's forgiven, but your assets still remain and all that. No, it's the whole system is in dire straits right now. The banks have been bailed out. I can't even count the trillions of dollars with the leverage they used, and they're still reporting huge losses and huge write-downs. How much more is this going to go on? That ultimately, if we keep this up, it'll just be banks. Banks will be the only thing left because they're the only ones getting bailed out by the Fed. And then what kind of world is that, right? So, no, all it takes is one relaxing of the support by Mnuchin and Trump to say, okay, fine, we're not going to bail out the banks. We're going to let them. We're going to let the cards fall where they may, because every other industry we're letting fall where they may. And that's when I think the banks completely collapse. Without the support of the Fed and the U.S. government bailing out all their losses, the banks would be gone yesterday. They should have been gone like yesterday anyway. So that's kind of where we are. Make sense? Let's see. Duncan, thoughts on Bitcoin Ben thinking crypto is the last resort by the deep state. Deep state is definitely knee deep in cryptos. Absolutely. The crypto cabal, as I call them. Look at Bitfinex. Look at Tether. I mean, look at the people behind those, and you'll be scared shitless. But Trump does have that executive order saying that he can confiscate the assets of these criminals. So I think that's a good sign to get the crypto cabal out of the way, in my opinion. Hey, give me a like and a thumbs up if you guys are having fun. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. YouTube's been taking away my subscribers. Those who have followed me, I used to go up 10 or 20,000 subscribers every year, and now it's just for the last, I can't tell you how long it's stayed under 70. I want to hit 70,000 subscribers. But you just can't anymore with the control and manipulation by they, like YouTube and Google and the people who control the media. I don't know if you guys saw, Amy sent me a video. Amy, could you post the name of that video again? It was a great video exposing Hollywood and the CIA and how they work together. And we've been talking about that stuff for a while, but this guy put it together in a really good video, like a really good video that you can sit and watch and say, hey, this is professional. Let's see here. Super chat. One prayed again. Bix, here in New Jersey, the government says June or July is when we can unlock. Yeah, that sucks. I think we should all unlock right now. If you don't think that your body can take the virus, don't go outside. That's what they should have done in the beginning, most likely, but they chose not to. Now, do I think had nothing been done, we would have had millions of deaths in the United States? Yes, I do, if nothing had been done. But there's a lot of things that can be done and should have been done too. Like, I still haven't heard Trump or any of these great medical people, tout liposomal vitamin C or vitamin C at all. You don't hear anybody, even though they're treating coronavirus in China with vitamin C. And that shit like that pisses me off, because it's something that's so easy and you can help get your immune system hardened to this bullshit. So yes, it pisses me off that Trump and the good guys aren't saying, hey, just to start with, load up on the vitamin C. And so much of this stuff could have been, the shutdown and clamp down could have been at least not as draconian. And the key to everything now is making sure that we come out of this thing with our liberties and freedom intact. And that's really what we got to do. Liberties and freedom intact, and then we'll be fine. And we'll track down those damn people who created this bioweapon and take them down. And take everybody involved with them down. So the Gates Foundation and all that crap. So, ooh, Paige is in the chat room. You guys better be on best behavior now. All right. Total Float, Glicks. I love that. Did you see the SGT video regarding Martin Armstrong's letter? I did. I'm a subscriber to Martin Armstrong's newsletter, and I saw the letter he wrote. Yeah, it's good. It's true. But it can't be fixed. I mean, Martin's like, everything's going to crash if you don't do this, but there is no fixing it. There's no coming back from this. This is the end game for on the road to Ruta, too. I'm really excited about what I'm going to do next. But the end game is the ultimate crashing of the unbacked fiat monetary system, and then an implementation of a new system. That's where we'll all be chiming in. If you're into cryptos or gold or silver, you'll just say, hey, we can't have the same old thing. We need to understand the problems of the past, fix them, put certain people in jail who belong in jail, and move forward. And I think we can do that. Absolutely. All right. Super chat. Jacob Ark, thank you. $200 is Mexican pesos, I think. Keep up the good work. Guys coming together make us strong. I agree. I'm in. Count me in. Let's see. Inclusive model designs. Military have been moving while people are in their homes, so they are or could be ready for a revolt. I don't think the military is going to stop any revolt in the United States. I think the military would support the citizens of the United States in any kind of overthrow of government. But we'll see. The big problem right now is the bad guys own the media, and they don't let other information get out there. Although, strangely enough, YouTube has been allowing a lot of chatter about Q. I remember when I was posting about Q over a year ago, and they would delete or defund every single Q post I put up there. So I had to bring all those over onto Patreon. And now everybody and their mother's posting about Q. It's like, okay, what changed and why? A lot of people said, oh, it's Trump taking over. I hope so. Or maybe it's a different Q. I don't know. Clearly, the people who interpreted the Q signs as meaning everything's going to be taken out and everybody's getting thrown in jail by Easter, that clearly didn't happen, at least that we know. Maybe behind the scenes. A lot of shit goes down behind the scenes, and we don't know. We can guess, we can interpret the data, we can try to figure this stuff out, but who knows the people behind the scenes doing it. So Trump is wise to the game. I think he is, but I don't think he was expecting this bioweapon to be released. And so for the good guys, I would say, and who am I? I'm a YouTuber. For the good guys, I would say, hey, this is a consequence of waiting to have a smooth transition. And it is horrific what was done could have been done to humanity had you let this thing, had everybody said, oh, it's nothing, don't go about your day. Yes, I do believe millions and millions would have died. But, it's all a consequence of waiting so long to put these people in jail. And if we keep waiting, it's going to happen again, something else worse. So we're knee deep in the shit of year zero right now that Cliff talked about at the. I keep watching that video over and over again. Go to roadtoreal.com. I think it's the second one down is the 3 Cliff High interviews. Crypto Nana is throwing out money around. What are you thinking? Thank you, Crypto Nana. Go check out those interviews with Cliff. And the first one is done before all this craziness began. So keep that in mind. Crypto Nana, the lovely Crypto Nana, will be in the chat room. She's probably on the show tonight, Litecoin Lisa, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Mortgage holders are panicking. I'm getting text, emails, and calls before my payments are even late. Yeah, and be careful that the banks are going to try to take your mortgage payment out if it's like a day late out of your $1,200 government money, and they should be panicking. I mean, I've been saying for years houses are way overvalued, and the only reason they were overvalued was the availability of free money to buy houses. And where did the free money come from? Cheap interest rates. Fannie and Freddie being set up to buy the mortgages off the banks. The banks knew how fragile the housing prices are. Without banks lending money, what's the value of your house? Well, who can buy it with cash, right? I'm looking for a 95% drop in the value of houses, which would be pretty damn big. So we'll see. All right, what else we got up there? By the way, thank you guys for all the chats and all the support with the snippy stuff. I know it's been a hassle, and it'll fade away. Everything does. Everything will be fine between me and Snippy and Cliff, and we'll just let bygones be bygones. Mortgage holders are panicking. I got that one. Thank you. We family, right? Perozzi's. Very good. We are family. Will Litecoin be equal to 4% of Bitcoin one day? I wouldn't say 4%. I'd say 25%. 1 to 4. Bitcoin to Litecoin, just like it was invented. Charlie Lee's no idiot. He invented it for a reason. He invented it to make sure there was peer-to-peer transactions available through something, and Bitcoin wasn't doing it. And Charlie made Litecoin in the best way, amazingly sold all his Litecoin. 100% he sold his Litecoin so that it could be used as a cryptocurrency in the future. He knew that if he was the front guy for Litecoin, it would never be allowed by the government. So bravo, Charlie Lee. And yes, Litecoin is the right coin. I think it'll go 4 to 1. 4 Litecoin will buy 1 Bitcoin. Where will Bitcoin price go? Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. Sarah says COVID planned long ago. Yeah, I agree. But it doesn't mean they couldn't have stopped it. If it was planned long ago, the NSA knew about it and it could have been stopped. So shame on anybody who didn't stop it. That's my take. BTC 100K? Yeah, probably. But what will 100K buy you? A loaf of bread? I don't know. When you think about everything is relative. When you're talking about price, when you're talking about what will $100,000 be in 5 years at the rate they're printing the money, $100,000 might not buy you a loaf of bread. So Bitcoin at $100,000 wouldn't be that good, right? I do think Bitcoin will retain purchasing power. So if the dollar crashes that much, I think Bitcoin will be $1 million or $2 million. Crypto Zimbabwe. I don't think things will get to be Zimbabwe. You know why? It'll be worse. It'll be a shutdown of the system because the difference between Zimbabwe and the U.S. dollar, the world uses the U.S. dollar. It's the world's reserve currency, and that's a completely different thing than one country failing. When you have all countries failing at the same time, no one will be able to print money like it's going out of style, and there won't be wheelbarrows full of paper U.S. dollars. Here's a $100 trillion bill for my loaf of bread like they did in Zimbabwe. I think it's much different. It's much bigger. It's everybody and their mother has a plan. You've heard them all. Nestra, Jesra, crypto, gold, silver. Everybody's got a plan, but I don't think there'll be many deciders because it's a faith game. And when you lose faith in like people like Steve Mnuchin, who probably didn't deserve any faith in the beginning, the head market rigger at Goldman Sachs is now the guy we're supposed to trust in to control the value of the dollar and all that. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, he's just a computer geek who made a lot of money rigging markets at Goldman Sachs. That's how he got to be where he is. And then Steve Mnuchin went to Hollywood, and we all know what happens in Hollywood. He was funding movies and into the deeper, darker side, I'm sure. I don't have any proof of that yet, but that'll come out in due time. So, all right, what else we got in the chat room? Chats are good today. I like it. Richard Dorman Jr., cause and effect. We'll see what Orwellian policies are instituted after. Yeah, that's why I'm like, we got to fight. The biggest thing is after the crash. I've been saying it for 10 years. What are we going to do after the crash? Are we going to let the bad guys take over and like Dick Allgaier saying they got a plan for us, they're going to microchip us and all that shit? Or are we going to say, no more of this, we're going to fight, we're going to stand up, stand for our freedoms, we're going to walk outside when we want to walk outside, not when the government tells us. We're not going to let Bill Gates microchip us and have a coronavirus-free card tattooed on your forehead. That's bullshit. Guys like that need to be taken out. On the good side, Trump just defunded the WHO. All the liberals, I'm sure CNN will run with that one. I think it's the greatest thing ever. Absolutely. Long Shadow says, John Trump time traveler. Hey, listen to or read the John Teeter conversations from about 2000. I think he was on the Art Bell show. Snippy did like a 4-part series on that. John Teeter. That stuff might be coming true more than we know, and that's really scary. Check that out, though. It's really interesting. The darker... A lot of his timing didn't work out, but then again, I think there were some shifts in this timeline. I think, like, for example, 2007 to 2020, 2018 and 19 shouldn't even have been there in the crypto world. And Trump and Chris Giancarlo already admitted to rigging popping the Bitcoin bubble, as they say, because they didn't want they didn't want the price to keep going up. That's exactly what they said. Not that, hey, we want fair market value and we think it's being manipulated. No, they said, we don't want the price to keep going up because it's an alternative to the US dollar. So Chris Giancarlo is not crypto people's friend, by the way. They cause, but then you have the guys on the other side who caused the bubble, the Tether guys and the deep state guys behind Tether. So it's tough to know who to love these days. Crypto Angel says U.S. national debt 24 trillion, 243. I would say it's a hell of a lot higher than that. One on if you count Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all that's owed by our government. It was Clinton that changed the rules so that all that money that comes in, they count as income, not a potential liability in the future, which is crazy. So the actual numbers, I think, are about 80 or 90 trillion. And then there's the stuff that they don't even tell you about. Like Austin Fitts has started to discover 21, 22 trillion. Their next report, I think, is getting to 40 trillion. But then there's stuff that they don't even report anywhere. Where is the limit on how much money that can be created by those who control the creation? What if the United States created $100 quadrillion tomorrow, used it for various operations, and didn't tell anybody about it? Would anybody know? Would anybody even care? That's kind of where we got to, and China knows to do that now. Russia knows to do that now. And everybody knows that the markets are rigged by computers and computer programs invented by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s and run still today. Out of the Fed New York and the U.S. Treasury basement, there's a computer trading floor in the basement of the U.S. Treasury. But, hey, what do you do, right? HODL Crypto, they can print to almost infinity. They don't even print anymore. That's the funny thing is, like we talk about paper contracts and gold and silver, nothing's paper anymore. It's all electronic blips. What's the difference between $100 billion and $1 trillion? One little tiny computer, zero. That's it. That's the only difference. And that's because it's a perception game. It's a faith game. And when faith falls away, look out. Look out below, because clearly our system could not handle a month of being shut down. There's not one industry on planet Earth right now that is doing well. I don't think any, not even Amazon. I saw they got dinged with a $10 billion lawsuit today or yesterday. And that's not a lot of money to them. But all their, they can't ship some stuff. Their people are getting sick in the warehouse, and who knows, right? But think about the oil and gas industry. The amount of capital needed in oil and gas is staggering. And all those loans are held by banks and pension funds and hedge funds. Did you know right now that your tax money is going to bail out hedge funds? Hedge funds are applying for the small business loans. That's insane. But everybody's scrambling for whatever scraps they can get of a dying system. My next song, Money to the Moon, that's a good one. I am pretty much going to go into just writing music for the rest of the lockdown. And I'm tired of the economic bullshit that is being done. All rules are out the window, by the way. All rules are out the window when it comes to the Fed and the Treasury and the monetary system, the IMF, the BIS. There are no rules anymore. So, Bix, would you rather fight 10 zombies or a demon? I don't know. Well, if the zombies are like easy to take out, probably the zombies. Hydrochloroquine. Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. That's great. I don't think anybody should stop anybody from doing it, and definitely don't listen to the powers that be, is my take. Yeah, volcanic activity's up. Everything's up. Oh, we got a new comet coming in, supposedly. Not the Atlas comet, which I was really interested in, because it was gonna go between us and the sun, and then we were gonna pass through its tail, and then all of a sudden when it hit the internet, it started breaking up. So it's all right, who broke it up is the question. I do think someone or some entity or some god or whatever did break that thing up, because it had been traveling around the universe, and all of a sudden we see it, and 2 weeks later it starts to break up. So maybe our Space Force is a lot more sophisticated than we think. And last night I was outside with my night vision goggles. Absolutely. I didn't see a lot of activity. I saw a squadron of things flying together, but I think it was birds, because it was too low to be the spacecraft I usually see flying up there. But do we have the ability to go out into space and take out a comet? I think, yeah, absolutely. Are there ramifications to it? Yeah. Where do you think that $21 trillion that the astronaut and Fitz found, where do you think it went? It went to our secret space program. There's plenty of evidence on that. So we need to get real with ourselves. Yes, Vince, we need to get real with ourselves. Absolutely. Spaceships film flying over the moon. Yeah. I mean, I could see spaceships. I got those night vision goggles that Cliff recommended. I got it from the original guy, Ed Grimsley. Oh my God. And this was like 6 or 7 years ago. He passed away since, but yeah, he was living in Calistoga, California. And I called him up and I said, hey, I want to get a set of these goggles. And and he's an old grizzly guy. He goes, yeah, come meet me for dinner. It was like $2,500 back then. It's big money for a set of goggles. And he goes, I'll sell it to you. Bring cash. And he's ex-CIA sharpshooter. I'm like, oh shit, here I go. So I went, and with a wad of cash, I met him at this Mexican place he liked to go to in Calistoga. We sat down, had a meal, had some beers, and he told me about his life in the CIA, being a sharpshooter, and now they don't like him selling the goggles, so he had to get them from Russia. Mine are Russian made, and it was quite an experience. And then he says to me, "Okay, I got your goggles. Let's go out into this field that you want it as dark as possible. Let's go out into this field, and I'll show you how to use them." I'm like, holy shit. here I go out into this field. He's in this old beat up truck, and we make the deal. He pulls out the goggles, and he's like, "All right." He turns them on. He looks around. He goes, "Okay, look up in the sky and look over here." It was really cool. As soon as you put them on, you get everything's kind of a green screen. You can see this on YouTube videos. It's kind of a green screen, and then you see the stars are like little dots. Some brighter than the others. And all of a sudden, you'll see one of the little dots moving this way. And usually those are satellites because you can see the dots look like stars moving like this. And then I go, "That's really cool, really cool." He goes, "Do you see anything?" I said, "Yeah, there's all kinds of stars everywhere." He goes, "No, you got to like really look here. Let me see if I can catch something for you." So he grabs the goggles, this pitch black in the middle of nowhere, and he's looking, and all of a sudden there's these two stars or two white dots going like this together, and he's like, "Oh, here's a couple out on patrol." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I grabbed the goggles, and there it was, two stars. It looked like stars, white dots going like this, and all of a sudden one went this way and one went that way at the same time. They just split off. I'm like, "Okay, sold. I'll take them." And then since then, I've seen the triangle craft. I've seen the cigar-shaped craft. Amy's seen some crazy stuff like this. And then all three shooting off into different directions. I was with my son Toby one night, and we saw dozens of craft flying in formation this for an hour. We're sitting there going, "Wow, there's another one, another group, and another group," and just crazy stuff. So that is your commercial for the ones I had were the PV, the 3 Series PV. I have. If you go to the about part of YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Road to Ruta About, I put the link to where they are on Amazon, PV73 or version 3 or something like that. Go check that out. And when I post this video, I'll put it below here too. So, yeah, those are amazing. So, yes, we have been creating money out of thin air. Yes, there's a hell of a lot more going on than we are allowed to know about. And that's the key, that we are allowed to know about. But on the good side of all this is that more and more people are waking up. More and more people are taking the red pill. More and more people are allowed to talk about things like Pizzagate and the Hollywood pedophile rings and things like that. And that's the kind of stuff we need to bring out into the open. Ever since Epstein went down, who was a big part of it, all of a sudden everything's free game again, which is really cool. So those who don't think there's any good guys, Dick, tell me how Epstein went down. Yes, I don't think he died. I think he's off on Kinlay's Island, along with Bernie Madoff and all the other people who kind of disappear, and a lot of these deaths. Oh, they died, but we don't know where the body is, in their hidey holes in the ground or wherever. So, in the end of the day, we all got the same maker to meet, and when we meet that maker, we're going to look at our lives and ask ourselves: Did we live in the kind of life that you're proud of, that you came down here to live? And I try to keep that in mind in all the situations I get involved in. And from here on forward, absolutely, I'm going to be thinking, all right, what would I be proud of doing in this transition when I'm looking back at my life? And right now, I'm pretty good with myself. I know there's a lot more to do. I want to stay centered and grounded in this. That's the hardest thing right now, centered and grounded in a world that's changing so rapidly. And because fear does not help you. Fear immobilizes you. And I'm trying to get out of the fear mode and into what can I do to promote this this transition. Dave with X22 needs to expand. I agree. And the good news is I have an interview with Dave in 2 weeks. And I do want to talk to him about that. And he's kind of got locked into one, the good guys are doing this and has to be like this. And there are more things that it doesn't always have to be exactly the way they tell you. That's my take, at least. And I'll have a good talk with Dave about it. And he's a great guy. And everybody should be watching X22. absolutely. Yes, Out of the Shadows is the name of one of the documentaries that I just watched, and it's great. It kind of sums up what we've all, those of us in the red pill world have thought about for the past 10 years and talked about. But this guy who was a stuntman and a movie producer made this great video, and like 7,000 people or something like that have already seen it. It's called Out of the Shadows, and it's red pilling a lot of people, which is awesome, which is really good. So there are good things happening in the world, and that's a wonderful thing, if you ask me. I'm going to take a little sip of water. 7 million, 5 million, between 5 and 7 million people have watched it, apparently. All right. Let's see. Satoshi Bear. This is what Jesus meant when he said, don't fear, over and over. Probably. And yeah, it's hard not to fear when you are conditioned to thinking a lot of this stuff is so frightening. And a lot of it truthfully is frightening. And there is instinctive parts of fear that you don't have to automatically go into fear retreat mode. You can go into fear and say, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm so scared of this, I got to figure it out. I think that's better than running away from stuff, but who knows? Let's see. Hey, Bix, this is from Austin. The Richest Man in Babylon is a good book to read in the quarantine. I think I listened to that on tape a long time ago. I don't remember. But there you go. There's your suggestion of what to do in the quarantine. We all need stuff to do in the quarantine. Satoshi Bear, worshiping the created instead of the creator is when we're easily feared. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a religious guy. I know I've written 4 books on God, but I'm not a religious guy. I'm a spiritual guy, but the dogma of religion, it doesn't resonate with me. So I play by my own rules when it comes to spirituality, and I've learned a lot over the past couple of years, which is cool. But yeah, Roosevelt Jones, keep doing what you're doing, Bix. Thank you. It's pretty much all I can do. All I can do is what I do. And it feels good. And when it feels right, like it didn't feel right being in a fight with Snippy, but I just couldn't take the continual bashing and attacking me and Cliff. So I didn't feel right. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And there you go. And I hope we can go on and move on from this. And you look back, we're going to say it's a stupid fight. And there you have it. So Three Amigos will be back one day. Don't worry. I think. Sentinel 7, God hates religion, trust in Christ. Okay. Seems like a good guy to me. Bix, do you believe in previous lives? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I said on a show the other day, I said, I was thinking the other day about how many times I've come down here on planet Earth or my soul has incarnated, and I had this strong feeling that this is my 100 millionth time of incarnating. And I was like, no, it couldn't be. And I just kept telling myself, it is. And then somebody said, oh, Bix, that's so arrogant of you to think you've been incarnated 100 million times. And I'm like, what do you mean? That means 100 million times I've screwed up and had to come back and do it again. That's what cracked me up. Who knows? But I do believe in it. Yeah, I believe that our soul is here experiencing a physical reality in this framework of where we are in life, and we have our battles on the spiritual side, we have our battles on the government side, on the banking side, on the evolution of your soul side. We got all that stuff. Yeah, Keith, we live millions of lives. I think this is my 100 millionth to the day. Or to the life, 100 millionth. I've screwed up 100 million times. One day I'll get it right, I swear. Bix, do you think CERN is messing with people's realities? Could be. I more think it's, what Cliff was talking about, the strange energies from space, we're going into a more dense part of the universe, so running into a lot more molecules. We're in a vacuum. If the sun is moving, what is it, 100 million miles an hour? The sun's going this fast. The planets aren't revolving around the sun. They're being dragged along behind the sun, and the sun is making a vacuum behind it. So as we are moving into a more dense part of the universe, more particles are getting in. So that's where I think the strange energies from space are coming from. That's my take, at least. But we are in a vacuum behind the sun, and the sun is going damn fast around the Milky Way. So that's my take. It's called the DJ Sadu, I think, did a really good video on it where you can see on YouTube how it all works, and it just makes sense. Instead of the whole retrograde and all that stuff, the math never worked for the planets going around the sun. It did work if the planets were being dragged behind the sun and spiraling behind it. That's why when you take a camera and you put it on a video camera on like slow motion, you can see the spiraling of the stars. It all goes to the North Star. That's actually us dragging behind, and you can see all the stuff going around. It's really cool when you look at it. But check out that video by DJ Sadu, I think it's called. It's the heliocentric model versus, I think it's called the heliocentric model. Something like that. I can't figure out live on YouTube. Anyway, we're over an hour into it. Well, that's pretty much all I got. I want to thank everybody and beg everybody to go to Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Amy and I will be there. I think Ben's going to, I don't know. I think, who else is going to be there? Amy, do you know? I don't know who else is going to be there. She just said, hey, show up. I said, I'm going to be there. 7 o'clock Central time. Crypto Nana will be there. Definitely. And show her the love for Litecoin Lisa and her Mighty Mia charity, and come and chat with us, because we'll do a lot of chatting. And I don't know, she won't tell me exactly what we're going to do. But she said, can I help support? Can me and Amy get over there? And we said, absolutely. Absolutely. She's a good human being and doing great things. And the time is now for charities. Everybody's a charity, I know, but charities are really, yeah. Yes, I will be bringing my guitar. So we will do a little sing-song. The biggest tip will get the request. How's that? And all the tips go to a great cause, the Mighty Mia charity. And it's Mia's birthday. Lisa's daughter, who's passed away's birthday today, I think. And I think that's how we're doing it today. I believe that's correct. Is that correct, Crypto Nana? Crypto Nana knows all, and she's on the chat room right now. Anyway, so 7 o'clock, be there. And you guys, absolutely, you guys take care. Be safe. Try to rein in those strange energies from space, and we'll talk to you later.